As I stand here in front of you, I'm extremely emotional. On this exact day, 4 years ago, my beloved mother, Irene Liron Borchardt, the sister of Lilli Flora, passed away. For me, this is a sign from above to celebrate the 15th of July as a memorial day for my family, the Borchardt family, my grandfather Jacques, my grandmother Francisca Frida, my uncle Helmut Michael, and my aunt Lilli Flora. Sadly, I have not met any of them, but their memory remains with me and my family through my mother, the only survivor of this family. May their soul be bound in the bond of the eternal life. On May 1939, right after Kristallnacht, my mother, 10 years old then, said goodbye to her family and was sent on a Kindertransport train from Berlin to England to stay with the Jackson family, a family that was not her own and whom neither she nor her real family had ever met. As a mother of 3 and a proud grandmother of 6 adorable grandchildren, my heart breaks as I think of a mother sending her child to the unknown, hoping to save her life. Many times in my life, I try to imagine how my mother felt. As I and my 2 brothers grew up, she would share some stories about that time. She told us how she traveled on the train, how she did not know English too well, and so when the Jackson family asked her for her age, she would start counting from 1 to 10 because she was thought they had asked her to count. But she did not tell us how it felt. And I can only assume this was too much for her, or it was too difficult for her to relate to her feelings. But we are standing here today to cheer Lilli Flora, who was not lucky as my mother. Flora was not able to find a family to receive her in time. Then it was too late. I would like to tell you a bit about her from what my mother told me, from what I managed to figure out through things she had told us, and things she wrote in her autobiographic. Lilli was older than my mother by 3 years. She and my mother would play a lot together. They took long walks from their home right across this street where they lived to the school. The school to which they were assigned was far away, only because they were Jewish. Some memories from this time shows an almost regular childhood between the 2 sisters, like fighting over who will decide what and how to play, like choosing who is the teacher in the game and who is the student. Lilli was older, hence she won most of the arguments. My mother always said she would give the word to go back in time and fight less, let her win more easily. Some memories reveal the unthinkable reality in which this family lived, playing at home most of the time since they were not allowed by the Nazis government to go out, not being able to join the scouts, even though so many kids in the neighborhood did join and seemed, in my mother's eyes, to be so happy. Lilli had bad luck. My grandmother, Francisca, begged for a family in England like the one who took my mother to take Lilli. Sadly, they only wanted a younger child, so Lilli had to stay in Germany. We have found a copy of letter my grandmother sent to this family, a mother begging for her child's life. I read it over and over and feel her pain and love for her children. I do not know what my family, my grandfather and my grandmother, and my uncle and aunt went through when they stayed in Berlin during the war after my mother had already gone to England. After my mother passed away, we found a brown envelope with letters she received from them, when they were still able to correspond. She had kept them all those years, but did not show them to us, for her own respected reasons. We are now waiting for this to get translated, and I hope that they will help us to learn more about my family's life back then. We do not know exactly how Lilli lost her life. From the pieces of information we gathered, she was sent with her mother on the 19th of October 1942 to Riga, after my uncle Helmut and my grandfather Jacques had already been sent away. Lilli was 16 years old when she was murdered. My mother was lucky. One could say that God watched over her. I would say it was her family, her real mother and father, who were smart enough and brave enough to send her away. The Jackson family in England was the second family who saved her, providing her with everything she needed: clothes, education, and safety. My mother came to Israel alone when she was 18 years old. She knew her whole family had gone, and she was determined to give her family back what they deserve: to be alive. My mother did not just live, she lived a full life. She was a happy, creative, loving, and caring person. She built a new family. In Israel, she met her husband, my father, David. Together, they brought my older brother, Daniel Yaakov, called after her father, Jacques, into the world. My brother Michael, called after her brother, Helmut Michael. And I, Gila, called after her mother, since Gila in Hebrew means joy, like Frida. And now, Lilli Flora is receiving this honor of memorial in her name as she truly deserves. And I hope this memorial will represent the way my mother taught us to win, the way my mother taught us to live, to be generous, to be kind, to love, and to laugh. I hope that this playground will always be filled with laughing children, no matter whom they are and where they come from. On behalf of my family in Israel, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the city of Berlin and the organization who chose to give Lilli Flora this honor. Thank you.